I'll share the regenerative benefits of community-led cohabitation, where people are grounded to their place-sourced potential to generate wholeness and shared futures for all. I'll provide some resources, but also call for planning reforms to support the work of intentional communities and their lifestyles. Community-led habitation, or ways of dwelling on country, come in three forms: ecovillages as full-featured whole settlements, co-living within a home, and co-housing, homes sharing facilities. An ecovillage may have a mix of private homes, co-housing, and co-living lifestyle options. Regenerative development works to reverse the collapse of the Earth's living systems and to design social, cultural, and economic systems that can co-evolve with natural systems, generating mutual benefits and greater overall expression of life and resilience. Regenerative cohabitation sees us as part of a co-evolutionary whole in symbiotic relationship with the living places we inhabit. When consciously designed through resident-led participatory processes, we may transform human communities into living system enablers. Regenerative cohabitation in the form of cohousing and ecovillages can effectively meet the UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development Goals and enable changes to our lifestyles and behaviour that can result in a 40 to 70% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. It is only in relationship to place that humans experience a sense of intimacy with and responsibility for the living world. Regenerative cohabitation is place-sourced, revitalizing shared meaning, identity, and caring that enables people to reconnect with one another and with nature. Ecovillages and co-housing communities seek to understand the patterns of their place, nested within larger systems. Project visioning and planning are emergent, growing out of an understanding of place, to discover the regenerative role of the project in realizing the potential of its place. Imagine a village as a flower rooted in its place, yet it is shaped by its bioregion's characteristics, generates energy from the sun, breathes in and filters the air, captures and treats water, lives efficiently, evolving with other species, and for maximum beauty and benefit. The greater goal of intentional communities living low-impact, high-quality lifestyles in co-housing and ecovillages is to generate wholeness within themselves, their wider communities, and the larger dynamic living systems around them. For example, the Ithaca Ecovillage has evolved since 1991 into 3 high-functioning co-housing communities who share resources to collectively manage 4 organic farms and an experiential learning centre. 80% of the land is restored as green spaces and woodlands for greater wholeness. Gen research shows that in 2022, of the 100 surveyed ecovillages across the world, 97% restore damaged or degraded ecosystems, 90% sequester carbon in soil and biomass, and 97% restore or replenish sources and cycles of water. Shared living moves us towards regenerative futures. Co-live, co-housing and ecovillages provide the motivation of co-creating community and cultures that co-evolve with the nature of their place. Each culture of shared living is distinct, seeding their own vision, values, regenerative goals and toolbox. Resources to guide intentional communities are available from Gen, FIC and ILFI. There are many tools like biophilic design and the Living Building Challenge to guide regenerative development, placemaking and architecture. But local planning reforms are needed to encourage these projects for shared living. Gen research shows that of the 100 surveyed ecovillages across the world, all produce food in a sustainable way. All provide education in sustainable development, resilient lifestyles, and climate adaptation. 90% recycle, reuse, and repair more than 50% of the goods they consume. Three aspirational forces are attracting the rise of community-led cohabitation. 1. Communitarian values and worldview. 2. Restorative lifestyles to heal ourselves and the planet. And 3. A place-based sense of belonging. These direct people towards regenerative, inclusive futures for all. For example, Ithaca Ecovillage is part of a global movement of people seeking regenerative futures. Their mission is to promote experiential learning about ways of meeting human needs for shelter, food, energy, livelihood, and social connectedness that align with the long-term health and viability of Earth and all its inhabitants. Gen research shows that of the 100 surveyed ecovillages across the world, 98% offer training in participatory decision-making processes. 90% have more than 40% of women involved in decision-making processes, and 80% have agreed procedures for conflict resolution. Planning schemes in Queensland do not have planning definitions, land use levels of assessment, and design codes for the creation of regenerative cohousing and ecovillages. As a result, planning regulations are most often the biggest obstacle for intentional communities in their journey to develop their project. Now is the time, with the drafting of the new Sunshine Coast Planning Scheme, for us to take the opportunity to draft a model code for adoption by Council and the wider community. This model code may be adapted by local governments across Queensland and Australia. The Global Ecovillages Network shows that the power of community allows us to come together to find practical solutions to regenerate our social and natural environments. Ecovillages are demonstration sites of low impact and high quality lifestyles, building resilience in times of change.